What is going on, fellow outlaws? Outlaw Gary here, and in today's video we are talking about Red Dead Online camps, what the future may hold, and of course what they currently do. Now, if you guys have explored your camp in Red Dead Online, they are pretty basic. There's a lot of things that you will hardly ever use, and honestly, it's not that great of a place. An example, a comparable thing to your camp would be a GTA 5 Online apartment or your own house. Now, the problem with the camp is that as cool as it might be right now, it really is pretty basic. The pros of having a camp is this lockbox right here. Whenever ordering stuff from your catalog that you can open up with your left D-pad, you can retrieve it from your lockbox anywhere on the map, and you can always change the position of your camp to get the stuff in your lockbox if you are not near a major town that has a mailbox. The other interesting thing with these camps are, I guess Cripps is pretty weird, but you can upgrade him in many various ways. Now, the problem with this is it's not very exciting. As you guys can see, Cripps is Cripps is just Cripps. Now, you can always change the theme of your overall camp and cabin by switching out different like chairs and stuff, but it costs a lot of money. This military surplus, which you guys can't see the names, now you can. This military surplus theme is $625, but hey, don't worry, if you want this one, my god, it's $800. Like, it's a lot of freaking money. Luckily enough for me, because I did get the exclusive, like the deluxe version, I have the survivor camp theme. Now, one interesting thing about the camps is the fact that you can have different tents. Now, this is one of the best things about the camp. As you guys may notice, every time you load into a new lobby, you have different core levels. Your core levels will change dependent on what your camp is. So let's say you load into a brand new lobby, your cores won't be as great when you load in. They won't be as high as your last lobby. It's really weird how that works. But as you guys can see, when you load into a new lobby, the lean-to, this specific tent, refills your cores at 25%. The A-frame refills your cores at 35%. The tall lean-to refills it to 45%. And then all the way to covered refills it to 75%. Now, ideally, you would like to get the covered camp or tent to refill your core when you load into Red Dead Online. Unfortunately, to unlock this, it's level 64. And if you want to buy it with gold, whatever current level you are, it's 112 gold if you're under the 64 number. Now, that's a lot of freaking gold. 112 gold it's a lot of money. That's like 30 bucks. I think it's more than 30 bucks. Regardless, it's a lot of freaking money. So I highly recommend waiting to get to these levels to unlock them. And what kind of freaking tent is this? Look, what? Okay. Hold the freaking phone. This tent is way cooler looking and it only gives you 65%, but then this rink-a-dink of a tent gives you 75%. Okay, I think these are flipped. Okay, 100%. This doesn't make sense. How is this cool looking tent the rank 55 tent and this is the 60? No, that has to be wrong. Like, how? That's going backwards. What? That doesn't make my brain hurts trying to like, what? This is so much cooler. Wait a minute. Rockstar, there's something wrong here, right? I think there's something very wrong here. I'm pretty sure. Regardless, tents are only the beginning. Now, there is a flag at your camp. Now, this flag can be changed in color, and it's a pretty cool, like, different colors you can have. But eventually, these camps will play a much larger role to the future of Red Dead Online. On top of that, if you ever want to open up a fast travel post, you can. I'm not sure how much it costs going to be ranked 65, but if I want to unlock it right now, it's 112 gold. This will allow you to fast travel anywhere you want on the map, I believe for free. I'm pretty sure it's free. I could be very wrong. I'm not 65, but I think it might be free to fast travel from your camp, similar to how it was in story mode. So depending on the price of this fast travel, it might be worth it to buy it, depending on how often you go to the camp. And then lastly, with the outfitter specifically, you can change the way Cripps looks. Now, honestly, it doesn't really make a difference. It's just the way he looks. At this point, it's just for the aesthetics of how you want him to look. Of course, this is one of the cooler options because he has an awesome hat on. But as a whole, like spending this amount of money, like $300 almost for an outfit, that's rough, dude. It's like, you gotta really be big baller. I know some of you guys that watch my videos every day have like $6,000 to $10,000 in Red Dead Online. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section, how much money do you have in Red Dead Online? I feel a lot of you guys are straight balling out there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out the last thing I want to talk about in this specific area. And to do that, we're gonna wait for online. We're gonna wait for daytime. So we've gone over everything that the camps have to offer except a few things. As you guys know, there are these flags that you can have in your camp, and these flags you can raise and lower them, and depending on what you do, Depends on what you can do in your camp and who can attack you. I had to kill the goose. He was flying over my camp. This is a no-fly zone, mother trucker. Now, there's a few things I would love to see added to this camp, and we're going to talk about 2 specific topics that I think are really, really healthy for the future of what camps can be and camp attacks. As you guys know, everyone loves to hunt. Well, and that's a very broad statement. I don't know if everyone loves to hunt, but people love hunting. And what I think we should have is some kind of storage locker in our camp. A weapon storage locker where if you have extra weapons in your weapon wheel that you don't want to carry on you, as an example, let's say you have like a bajillion guns in here and you don't want to have them all on your horse all the time, you can throw it in your camp in a weapons locker. That would be great. Now, one thing you don't see at all in the current Red Dead Online build is the future of the camps. We don't know how this is going to be evolving, but we do have leaked information in the past of what's to come, like properties. The big problem with property that I think Rockstar is going to face, that they are probably wondering and scratching their heads about, is the fact that they've built Red Dead Online to have no loading screens. So at no point are you loading ever in Red Dead Online. If you go from New Austin to Saint Denis, you're not loading, but if you fast travel, you are. That's where the difference is. So if you do everything by foot, you're never loading. But needing to go from one spot to the other, you will have a loading screen. And that's where I think they can really, really make houses in Red Dead Online a thing. Properties, ranches, houses, all those are topics that we've talked about in the past, but it's something that hasn't been really talked about at all by Rockstar. I think eventually these camps will be able to be self-guarded and defended. You'll have different camp attacks and posse missions where you have to raid fellow members' campsites and steal their lootables if they have any. And there will be some point at you can hire mercenaries or outlaws to protect your camp. So these are all little in-game events that we'll be able to do, and even lowering and raising your flag enables you to be attacked. So right now, if somebody were to come to my camp, they could literally roll up to my face and shoot me in the face. Like, they could just come and shoot me if they really wanted to, because my white flag is lower. But if I raise it, as you guys see, the white flag is raised, protecting you from other players. Focus on the flag to use it, the player may need to lower it, as you guys can see. So I think the future of this area is going to be great, but right now it is super, super basic. We don't have much, but I think Rockstar has developed something, an early on beta tool to really develop and flourish on this. So if you want to buy a camp and upgrade your camp by your left D-pad, you can go to camp and then you can size and location it. So you can do large camp, or you could do large, small ranch, or large farmhouse, small farmhouse. All these options are possible. Now, the current camp size differences only change for your posse members. So a small camp will net you a 1 to 4 posse member camp, where a large camp will give you anywhere between 1 and 7 posse, but the daily fee is more money. Right now I'm paying a daily fee of $2, and yeah, it's a waste of money. So I'm gonna make mine a smaller camp real quick, and that allows me to open up where I want to place my camp anywhere on the map. And I think this is really cool about these camps, is that they can be placed anywhere that someone currently doesn't already have a camp. But the issue with it is, how do you convert what we currently have into houses, ranches, and everything we want to see with properties in Red Dead Online? Because I think that's a super important conversation that we aren't having, and something that we aren't really rooting for in the content section of Red Dead Online. Even though it's something we want, we aren't really actively fighting for it. So it really begs the question, is this something we're going to use? Because we already have camps in Red Dead Online. And you guys got to let me know in the comment section, are you guys ever really using this? Like, do you ever really use your camp? One great way they could really make camps useful, like I mentioned, a nice little armory, some sort of storage locker where you can store feathers and other items like that. And if maybe, just throwing it out there, if maybe the camp allowed you to, you know, buy a bigger satchel, that would be dope. Like a satchel DLC where you can like work with Crips. He gives you a daily list, and for like 14 days straight, you need to get all the daily items he requests. And if you do those, then you work towards unlocking an item you need to create a satchel. And then the next week, there's another daily achievements or things he needs you to do. And all of these can be worked towards in-game to increasing satchel size, or increasing the amount of feathers you can hold, or lootables, or food, or any of these other options that we have in Red Dead Redemption 2 story, but don't have in Red Dead Online. So of course, in the comment section, dudes, let me know what you guys think about this. This is just off the top of my head, my thoughts, my feedback. where I'm at with the online camps and what I would like to see changed. Of course, my name is Garrett, better known as Outlaw Gary here on this channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Later, guys.